Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my stop here. So I'm going to put my tool on the outside edge and come up to where I want the barrel to stop, which I want it to stop right about the dead center of this chamfer. So that's good enough for me right there. Get my little mag base indicator set up here. And the way I like to do it is to where you guys can see that the needle is stopped and it doesn't go around once. So I'll watch it as it's coming up. When it hits, I'll shut the feet off and then take it by hand to the stop point. So now I'll come back over here, and for the first cut, I'm just going to come in and just take another skim cut. The first time we cut the outside or the inside all the way down, that was for the release or relief for the shotgun shell or projectile to come through. Now we're going to cut the actual tolerance fit, which is only going to go to that middle of that chamfer there. Alright, measurements are taken. We're at 0.775 here. We need to cut it to 0.826, give or take half a thousandths. So we got 51 thousandths to take off here. The other thing I wanted to show you guys, I don't know if it's how clear it's gonna be. Let's see if I can get it in focus here. So on this gauge, whenever I do a skim cut, I'll bring it in where it's almost touching, and then right when I touch it, I'll bring it and stop it at, like, if I'm cutting a bore, I'll stop it right at 5, and then I'll turn it that last little bit so I know it's taken up all the play, so that when I start cutting at 0. this should be our final. We should be good. And that didn't work. All right, and we're at about a 1/2 thousandths. Too small still, so I'm just gonna throw some paper towels and stuff up here, and I'm just gonna come in here real lightly, hit it with some emery cloth. All right, what I'm doing now, I decided instead of hitting it with the emery cloth, I'm just gonna get some of this brown Scotch-Brite and come in here and just hit it with that a little bit and see if I can knock off how much that knocks off, and if I need to, I'll go with the emery cloth. Alright, so we are now less than, or right about a 1/2 thousandths off. I'm not going to worry about that last little tiny bit. Got a good surface finish in there, and the last thing I'm going to do is take some other measurements, and then I'm going to chuck this up on the Craftsman, and I'm going to finish the outside and get it polished up before I do any of the other cuts on it. Get you guys up here so you can see. So the finish isn't too bad, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with the emery cloth and get it completely polished out, and then I'll make all my cuts. I've got this shoulder here, which is about 1 inch, is what I'm chucking up on. I'm just taking real light cuts. I'm not worried about it slipping loose, but this way I can get all my finishing work done. I can chuck it up in this inside the, or on the milling machine, cut all my slots and everything, and then I'll just have to deburr it, and then it'll be ready to mount and glue. So I'm gonna take this out and move it around, and we'll bring you back. Well, that's gonna be it for this week's video. I just wanted to give you guys another look at this. Try to get it so you can see the finishes on the inside and that little tiny bit of a shoulder there. And that's what'll register when it goes, the barrel goes on. It'll hit that little lip there and stop, and then I'm gonna still finish up the outside and get it polished up and ready to go, but I've had about all I can take on my knees today. Also, raise the camera up here a little bit. Should say, let me try to raise the camera up here a little bit. I got this project pretty much done. Got my little aluminum box. It's all sandblasted. The welds didn't turn out quite as pretty as I was hoping, but I decided to play around and practice and do a lot more welding than I originally was planning on. And I did a bunch of pulsing with my foot pedal, and some spots I kind of got it down. A lot of spots I ate out a little bit too much. But this piece was a 1/4 inch thick piece, and so I just machined about 1/8 of an inch off of it, and then I can slide the lens out, which that way I can put it in and out, switch out lenses. The auto darkening lenses have not worked really well for me in the past when I've tried to video, so I just decided to go with a darker shade. So this is a 14, and the way that this goes in here, the GoPro mount is on a little piece of aluminum that gives it a little extra weight. So when I slide it in, it can butt right up against the glass, and put it off to the side. It's centered if I get it all the way over. I'm still going to make a piece for the back. I was gonna use the piece that I cut out, but I can't weld. I don't want to spend the money to buy aluminum hinges. So I've got some random hinges sitting around. I'm gonna just rivet a piece of sheet metal onto, so that this will close and it'll block off all the light from the back, and hopefully that'll turn out all right. Alright guys, well that wraps it up for this week's video. Next week's video, I'll have this finished up and mounted, and hopefully all that done. And I'll also have the welding box thing for my camera finished up, and I'll be able to get some better arc shots, and I'll try to get the Everlast review done then, just either next week or the week after. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and if you wouldn't mind, hit the like and share, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Have a nice one.